Sarper Güven has been displaying concerning behavior on 90 Day Fiancé, and it may be time for Shekinah Garner to reconsider their relationship. They initially connected through a dating app in Turkey, and their casual relationship quickly turned into a serious commitment. Sarper and Shekinah debuted in 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 5, where they discussed several problems in their relationship. Some of the red flags included Sarper's desire for Shekinah to maintain a certain weight and dress according to his preferences. Additionally, Shekinah forbade Sarper, a fitness trainer, from training female clients. One of their biggest fights occurred when Sarper accidentally pulled out Shekinah's hair extensions during an argument. That altercation appeared to be the end of their relationship, but they eventually reconciled. They got engaged in 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 6 with hopes of a happy future. Shekinah filed for Sarper's K-1 visa so he could move from Turkey to the United States to marry her. Although initially hesitant to leave his established life in Turkey, Sarper ultimately decided to make the move because of his love for Shekinah. Sarper, who considers himself a bad boy, first met with Shekinah for a casual hookup in Turkey. However, their feelings for each other evolved, and they entered into a serious relationship. Despite this, Sarper consistently brings up his past intimacy with 2,500 women. 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 viewers have heard him brag about his extensive sexual history several times on the show, which some may view as unromantic or lacking in class. Even Shekinah believes Sarper shouldn't take pride in having slept with 2,500 women, as it could be a signal of a lack of commitment. From the moment Sarper entered Shekinah's house in Los Angeles, he started to worry about his future in America. Shekinah enforced strict house rules in her home, where she operated her business as an esthetician. Sarper had to follow these rules and jokingly referred to himself as part-time homeless. Despite his sense of humor, his recent argument with Shekinah revealed a more negative side of him. Sarper told Shekinah, via 90 Day Fiancé, "If we break up, you will cry for years for me." While his moodiness and depression are noted, his arrogance should raise concerns for Shekinah. Shekinah and her sisters have been noticing red flags in Sarper. While they have welcomed Sarper into their family, one of the sisters, Sharia, is suspicious of him and questions whether he has truly changed. During a recent episode of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, Sarper tried to repair his relationship with Shekinah's family, but his efforts appeared insincere. Shekinah's sisters were concerned about Sarper's temper issues but were willing to give him a chance to prove himself. However, it was troubling that he dismissed their worries by claiming every man struggles with anger issues instead of offering reassurance. Shekinah has stopped tolerating Sarper's aggressive, disrespectful, and dismissive attitude. She understands that he is struggling with being uprooted and moving to the United States, but she isn't allowing him to take his frustrations out on her. It seems that Shekinah may not proceed with the wedding if Sarper continues to disappoint her with his behavior. She values herself and is prepared to end their relationship to preserve her happiness and peace. Despite appearing to be on the brink of breaking up, Shekinah and Sarper's joint social media account suggests that they are still together. Recent social media updates from Sarper suggest that he is still in Los Angeles. It's possible that he has made efforts to improve his behavior toward Shekinah and that they are now happy together. However, if Sarper doesn't acknowledge his anger issues, he may lose Shekinah's love forever. To maintain a happy marriage, he must continue to work on improving his communication skills and let go of his past as a womanizer. Hopefully, viewers will notice a significant change in Sarper on 90 Day Fiancé. However, Sarper Güven from 90 Day Fiancé doesn't like Shekinah Garner's home in Los Angeles, suggesting that he may want to go back to his home country. They initially connected through a dating app while Shekinah was on vacation in Turkey. Upon meeting in person, Sarper was enamored by Shekinah's caring personality, and Shekinah was also drawn to Sarper's charm, leading them to pursue a romantic relationship. Their journey was first featured in 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 5 in 2023. Initially planning to build a future in Turkey, they decided to settle in the United States. Sarper and Shekinah encountered many challenges in their relationship. Sarper tried to control Shekinah's life by dictating what she could wear and eat, as well as pressuring her to improve her physical fitness and undergo certain cosmetic procedures, including wanting to reshape her nose. Meanwhile, Shekinah struggled to come to terms with Sarper's past, specifically his history of being involved with hundreds of women. Shekinah also exerted control over Sarper by outlining her 3 non-negotiable expectations: for him to quit smoking, publicly acknowledge their relationship on social media, and stop training female clients. Sarper moved to the United States in 90 Day Fiancé Season 11. He was excited to start a life with Shekinah and hoped to live the American dream. However, things didn't go as planned for Sarper. Before moving into Shekinah's home, he realized it wasn't the paradise he thought. He was displeased to see Shekinah had blocked the kitchen with her cosmetics and that the home wasn't as spacious as he had hoped. During an interview with the cameras, Sarper expressed his true feelings about Shekinah's home, comparing it to a prison, stating it was smaller than he expected. Shekinah and Sarper's journey in the latest season isn't going well. The last few episodes of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 have shown them fighting and arguing over trivial matters, suggesting they may soon break up. In one recent episode, Shekinah accused Sarper of bringing out the worst in her, saying, "The version of me that you get depends on how you treat me." She blamed him for her bad mood. Sarper then mentioned the possibility of breaking up with Shekinah, stating, "If we break up, you will cry for years for me." Shekinah rolled her eyes and responded, "I'm not some helpless woman that can't survive without you." Sarper is trying to become a comedian in real life. He frequently shares his jokes on social media, poking fun at real-life situations. Recently, Sarper discussed the red carpet events in Los Angeles, ridiculing the absurdity of these events and the individuals who wait in line just to have their photos taken. He mentioned attending one of these events out of curiosity but has since realized they are simply a waste of time. Sarper appeared disinterested in the whole red carpet routine, suggesting he may no longer enjoy living in Los Angeles. Although Sarper wasn't very pleased with Shekinah's home and didn't appreciate the hustle culture of Los Angeles, he didn't leave the city. Sarper works at a dance studio in Los Angeles, California, where he often shares videos of himself working out with his clients. His class, called The Boot Laugh with Sarper, includes 1 hour of stand-up comedy, exercise, dance, and more. Sarper works every Sunday in North Hollywood. It appears the 90 Day Fiancé cast member has gained a good number of clients, as a recent video he posted showed up to 20 people dancing alongside him. However, 90 Day Fiancé star Shekinah Garner's daughter Sophie's introduction in Season 11 has fans wondering who Shekinah's ex-husband and Sophie's father is. Shekinah, from Los Angeles, managed to get Sarper Güven from Turkey to the US on a K-1 visa to marry him. Shekinah and Sarper's love story began on a dating app during her trip to Istanbul and blossomed over 2 seasons of 90 Day Fiancé, the other way. However, Sarper wasn't quite liked by the audiences because of his controlling nature and anger issues. Shekinah had moved to Turkey but kept going back to the US every few weeks to see her daughter Sophie, who went to boarding school. Shekinah couldn't really relocate to a new country entirely, so Sarper agreeing to come to America must have been a boon for the mother. Sarper was now tasked with getting Sophie to approve the marriage. Shekinah warned Sarper that if Sophie didn't like him, she couldn't marry someone her daughter didn't like. Sarper is Shekinah's first legal husband. She was never married to the man she introduced in 90 Day Fiancé, the other way as the dad to her only daughter. Shekinah and Berto met when she was just 23 years old. Shekinah remained with Berto for 4 years. However, he did regret not being in the US for 9 years and leaving Shekinah to raise the child by herself. Berto was in Costa Rica, where he was growing up. He owns a hotel there, and Berto's absence from their lives was a reason why his relationship with Shekinah had failed. Shekinah and Berto have continued co-parenting Sophie. However, with Sarper coming to the US to marry Shekinah, Sophie had a new stepdad. Moreover, Sophie, who had never met Sarper before, had already formed an opinion about him based on Shekinah's sister Sharia's interaction with Sarper. Sophie agreed to meet Sarper on 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 Episode 9, and Sarper only had one chance to make a first impression. "I'm a father figure," Sarper had said with confidence before meeting Sophie. Sarper had booked a whale-watching trip for them to take the pressure off the first meeting. I feel like I'd already seen him before because of all the pictures and like I already knew how he looked topped, but I also feel like I want to get to know him more as a person as well.